You're talking also about some of the technologies that you see on the horizon that you think will be very promising. Automation, you talked about, robotics being very key. I want to hear from some of the other people in terms of what you think some of the key technologies going forward will be for the offshore industry and how far we are from those technologies.
I think that on the vessel side, we have seen a lot of processes sort of being automated, but I think we will see the greatest development on the back deck of anchor handling vessels, that we will be able to automate several of the operations that we today do manually going forward.
Okay, Erik.
I'm actually an old colleague of Pete in the drilling equipment industry, and now I'm in the seismic, and both of those are characterized by a lot of man intervention in terms of handling equipment, and you have historically had a lot of broken fingers or cut fingers and things like that. And I think in both those we are moving more and more into mechanized, automated, and in the future robotized equipment, just to keep the manual intervention out of the picture and that risk removed, basically. So that's the way to go. And we do it in the seismic industry as well.
If you're right, maybe Sergey won't have to train 270,000 workers. Yeah, you'll cut down your costs as well. Reite, where for you are the most promising technological areas, and how close are we to realizing those? Yeah.
I fully agree with Pete on this issue. We could have used the same list as he used here on it. And this is quite interesting to look at. The problem is that if you have good, strict standards, you have good technology, and you have people that don't understand what can be done here, you have still a problem. So that is actually the biggest challenge I see in the organization, and also when we deliver ships to our client, that we also train the crew together with our clients, the corporation that started talking about here, that we get into an interaction where we train our people.
Just two comments. One on what Pete's just described. I think he's absolutely right. We have, together with Pete's people and a lot of other people, designed a new category of rigs, what we call category D rig. It's no new technology, but it's put together differently with a different mindset on safe and efficient operations for a specific set of needs that we have. No new technology, 20-25% more efficient, and very close cooperation with the supply industry as an example of doing it. And then I think also the last comment on competency is a big challenge for this industry moving forward.
Why?
Because there is a generation that is going to change over time in Norway, and because the experience that the people we bring into our organization is very different from what the people has had. They've grown up not with fixing their cars, but with playing Nintendo. It's a very different mindset.
So what's the ramifications of that? That's a very interesting point. What's the ramifications of the Nintendo generation? Somebody doesn't know how to fix their car. Of course, it'll be in an offshore vehicle, so that might be a problem. But what's the ramifications of that for your industry? Pete? Yeah.
Well, actually, the ramifications are worse right now because you're trying to take a generation and teach them how to play Nintendo. The guys that were fixing their car. That's the problem. You bring the young kids in, and they know how to use these joysticks, and they can do it all right now. It's guys like me that are going, stop, I don't want to be able to do that. But no, the real ramifications are just ensuring that we've got the technology down, that people are training. I think each one of us, here in Kristiansand, we have a training academy to bring people in and make sure that they are trained appropriately, and I think it's going to be incumbent upon the industry to do that, make sure everybody's well trained.
Henrik, you're in a very unique position because, of course, you certify, so you have a very broad perspective, and you have a terrific document called 2020 Technology. Your thoughts, on competency going forward in terms of a new generation for the offshore technology industry, offshore vessel industry rather, and also where you see the most promising technologies and how far off we are.
Yeah. No, it's clearly, besides the technology, we need the management systems and the skills training. That is very important, and I think that's been emphasized by everybody else. Then we heard some very good technologies, more on remote monitoring, on using sensor technology, more integrated decision support systems, which has advantages, but they're also dangerous because you become more reliable on software systems. We see that on airplanes happening today. I would still say materials technology will always be an area where you will make big progress. To have more resistance, corrosion resistance material, lighter materials, that will continue to be very important.
You know, we've been talking about technology in these last few minutes. Can technology alone manage the risk of operating in the harsh, deep water environments?
Absolutely not. No, there's always, technology is going to enable people to do it, but it's all about people, and it's going to be about making the right decisions.
I mean, I totally agree on that. It's, I mean, it's on the planning side, it's on the competence, it's on the education. It's about be able to use the technology is going to be the key.
Okay.